Hello, this is the Rambling Zone and Discipline Mind Podcast for Friday, March 16th, 2016. As of this recording, Sierra is still missing. I saw a pie chart the other day. And it was, the caption on it was, here's why Bernie Sanders people are still fighting. And it was a pie chart that showed, so many delegates and so big a wedge is allocated to Hillary, and a wedge that was almost as big, but not quite as Hillary's, was Bernie's. And then the rest of the pie, which was more than 50%, was not yet decided because they haven't had the primaries in there. And I thought it was an interesting pie chart. I believe the numbers because I've looked at the delegate counts, and they seem to be the same numbers or really, really close to them. The relationships seem to be good. Incidentally, it's an interesting way that just looking at data different. You get a totally different feel looking at that pie chart than you do just looking at if I do a search for delegate count. You get a totally different feel when I get just the bar chart that shows here's Hillary's bar and here's Bernie's bar, which is not quite so tall, one of these things. And at the top they'll say total delegates needed, total delegates remaining. You just get a really different feel. But I was thinking about, what about people that aren't necessarily paying attention and looking at the delegate counts? Is that going to mean anything to them? There was nothing there that cited their source, as we say in academic circles. You got to cite your sources. And there are a lot of things that go by. They're typically political things, but not always, where they're citing facts and figures. And it's usually one of these pictures that somebody's put together. It's an image file. So it's not like it's a link back to some website that might, be able to prove its provenance there, or where it gets the information from. It's just this image that doesn't necessarily have any citations. A lot of times the accompanying post doesn't have anything to say about where the data comes from. And I'm really leery of those. There was one I remembered that was about Obama. It was actually comparing the amount of executive orders that he does compared to other presidents. So it just kind of went down for a list of about 9 or 10 presidents, the past presidents, showing the number of executive orders they did. And President Obama was like 180 something, and all the other presidents were much higher. The majority of them were in the 300s, some of them in the 200s. I'm thinking like Reagan or somebody like that was more on the conservative side was like really high 300s or 400s or something like that. But the problem was there was no link to say this came from this source, this came from that source. There was no way to know where that data came from or if it was even real. And so I looked at it and found it interesting. I didn't share it because I couldn't prove that the data was meaningful. And I think that's something that if people need to have a lot more intelligence when it comes to what they share. I've been a person that has often posted comments or whatever with a link to Snopes to say, no, this is not real. This is not accurate. I don't do it all the time because I don't want to be a dick, but there's been some things where it's just too incredulous to be believed, or it's dangerous. And then I would go and look it up. Like I remember it was going around for a while there, the thing about how if you're having a heart attack, you should cough repeatedly because that'll act like CPR. It'll keep you going until you can get to where you can get medical help. And the reality is that no, you're actually in danger of harming yourself if you do that. So that's bad. So in that case, then I remember I had to do it a couple times with different people. I'd have to jump on this mailing list of 20, 30 people and say, no, that's not good to do, and here's a link that tells you why. So I'm really in the sources. I think if you're going to post something and it's got something that looks like data, then you should be able to back that up somehow. And if it looks like data, and even if I find it interesting, and even if it goes with my views or against my views or sideways to my views, I'm not going to share it because I don't know if it's real data. I could easily make up numbers about things and put them in a JPEG image. It's dead easy to do. Anybody can do that. And so I think it's important that as we're sharing information, one, if we're generating information, that we cite our sources. If we can point to a government website or something, or somebody else has pulled the data together from government websites or something like that, or maybe an article from a major publication, that's fine. But boy, I consider it part of my responsibility on the web, kind of a social media responsibility, if you will. There's an interesting thought. Social media responsibility. Ooh. I don't know, that might be a whole other show. But it's just part of my responsibility to be prudent in what I share. And to me, if you got something that looks like that's numbers and facts, it looks like it should be numbers and facts, and there should be something to tell me where you got it from. Yes, I could do a little Googling and find these things. I could have found how many executive orders President Obama has done over the course of his 2 terms. I didn't really care that much where I was going to vet it myself. If it was something that I was really passionate about, I probably would. But most of the time, it's just like, well, that's interesting. I wonder if that's true. If they don't have any way for me to be able to tell, I'm just going to pass on by, and I'm not going to share it just because I'm a responsible user of social media. I don't know why I had to go in to my Slick Willie voice there. And I start off as Slick Willie, I kind of end up Colonel Sanders. So I guess it's time for me to stop for today. Anyway, I am where I need to be, so I'm going to stop this. It is my intention to do this tomorrow. I will be back then. Hopefully come heck or high water. So, be seeing you.